things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Memphis offense will dial up the first ball plays in this one. And you've got to believe this defense has put in extra time to try to slow down this tight end, David. But the question, can they even stop him?
It's one thing to watch it. It's another thing to stop it. And just impressed with the way they move him around. They use him. Sometimes he blocks. Sometimes he's a wide receiver. You're like, sometimes he's a lineman. Sometimes he's a wide receiver. So tough to figure out where he's going to be to double team him. But I bet he's got the attention of this defense, Jesse.
He does for sure, and because of that, David, I think it's going to open up some opportunities for maybe some of the other guys out wide. If you've got two guys covering the tight end as a quarterback, you've got to be ready to...
Oh, he's got some space. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Grabbed over the middle, it's Hawkins. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. Memphis coming to the line with a fresh set of downs. Rides the back and leaves it. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Lewis to throw. The short hands, it's Cross. And he might be known for run fits, but that was a sure and heavy tackle on the tight end. From the 36, a 3rd down, and you wonder if they're willing to take 2 plays to get the first. Going over the top, and it's caught inside the 15. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening 1st and goal from the 9.
We've seen really nice balance here on this drive. Quarterback's 3 for 3. He's picking this defense apart. They've also run the ball well, too, and here they are down close to the goal line. This defense has no idea what's coming next.
They'll try to get it in with the run. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Back to pass. Going for 6. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Memphis. They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
They go to the ground. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
All the way out to the 43-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds, and this offense is on the move. Now on 1st down from the 43-yard line. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Pass the sticks, and he may get more. Stopped at the 47-yard line, a 10-yard gain, and they'll move the markers. From the 47-yard line on 1st and 10. To the ground, he's got it again. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Making a little bit of progress there. He gets it to the 40 before getting out of bounds.
This is a defense that's going to be aggressive, and they're not going to just sit back and rush 4 guys on that play. They're going to send too, and that time, that was a great play call defensively.
Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17.
And that's really got to make this offensive coordinator feel good. You get a completion on a big third down early in the game, and that should give him a lot of confidence calling plays this game.
He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped. On first and goal, they have a chance to answer with a score of their own. He's looking to throw. Fires into the end zone. Finds his target down the middle.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On first and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
Scores on the sneak.
The defense knew coming into this game they were going to have their hands full. Not only did they have to worry about these running backs in the running game, they had to worry about the quarterback as well. On design runs and on scrambles, they didn't have an answer for him right there.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. The RPO, it's complete. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Not difficult, not complicated, but early in the game, get in that rhythm. Find that timing with your wide receiver so you're set up for success. Then you go attack deep later on.
The play action fake. Under fire. Makes the grab. It's Smith. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. The Tigers are facing 3rd and inches. Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on 3rd down. He'll keep it on the sneak.
And David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
Quickly complete. Let's take a minute here and talk a little Memphis. Really interesting matchup here. It's always fun when the top 2 teams in the conference get to square off in the regular season. With all the expansion, it's become a little bit of a rarity, hasn't it?
It has. Obviously, there's so many teams in each conference, but head-to-head still very much matters. So if you're sitting, obviously, at the top like these teams are, the head-to-head this day will really matter down the road.
Yeah, this was a game we circled way back in the preseason, expecting these 2 teams to be as good as they are, and now we get to find out who's the best in conference. Both these teams relishing this opportunity to show not only their opponent, but the rest of the conference who the top dog is.
The Tigers are flying down the field. Lewis wants to pass. Look out, he's got room. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
The big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
On 3rd down, he drops the throw. Makes the grab. It's Thompson. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. Memphis will be forced to punt. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. Able to get the first one of the day away. They did have to send him out 3 times in that victory last week. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. Here comes the offense back onto the field. Using his legs, it's Grant. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle him, wear him out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
Wants to go up top on first down. Finds his man. It's Williamson. He makes the stop at the 48. That'll be enough for a first down and a pickup of 10. Last couple of plays, the offense seems to be just one step ahead, David.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to do something to disrupt the timing, the rhythm. I got to do something that they're not expecting, because right now they got the run and they got the pass working. So this defense, they have to find something new to kind of confuse this offense.
This offense lining up now at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Makes the catch. It's Gunderson. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
It's important on offense to get the tight ends involved in the passing game. These are big fellas that can run. This guy's a big target, so nice job on that play.
Leaves it with the back. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create 2nd and short, 3rd and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
Grab behind the line. It's Grant. Takes it into the end zone for a touchdown.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seat. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Lewis to throw. Finds the tight end. He gets it up across the 20 to the 22 before he's pushed out of bounds.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Got his man. No chance to run, but still a solid pickup on that one. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this 3rd down play. Looking to throw for it. Catch in the middle. It's Thompson. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Looking to throw on first down. Got him downfield. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. To the air on first down. Makes the grab on the left. Running like he wants that football as he gets to the 37. And the Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll leave it with him. They'll stop him at the 31. Let's mark it off at 5 yards, and that will be a first down. Just enough time to get off one more snap. Got it in the middle. It's Smith. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. And in the waning seconds of the first half, they'll try to put up 3 before going to the break. It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. That'll bring him to within 4. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, 2 quarters down, and I've got to say, this has been a fun watch so far in Memphis.
from inside his 5. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. So, guys, we'll get another look at this offense. They'll keep it on the ground to start the second half. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Just a Barishnikov-like move on the sideline to tap that toe and get the first down.
Nice job by the receiver on the back end there, too. He sees his quarterback on the run moving, and he just works to get himself open to give his guy a place to throw the football. They're able to connect, and they keep the drive going.
Now on the move at the 28-yard line on first down. Hand off from the shotgun. Knocked down after a gain of 1 to the 27.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Got enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17.
This is a top 25 offense in college football, and I like what they do. They can run the football on third downs when they need to. They show you right there. They've got some balance to them.
There he goes. Got enough space. And he's forced out of bounds close to the goal line, and that shove saved a touchdown.
There's a couple of ways to deal with quarterbacks that can run like that so well. QB contain. Keep those ends outside and wide. Keep them in the pocket.
Sprints into the end zone for a touchdown. Lining up to add another. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
Here he comes with the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Memphis has the ball back, and the offense ready to go to work. Lewis wants to pass. He's got his man. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. The Tigers with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Gives it on the option. Finds some fresh air. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, first and 10. They'll give it to him again. They stop him cold, maybe gets a yard to the 34. Didn't get much on first down. It's second and 9. Wants to go up top. That's reeled in. It's Smith. His junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get into the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football and try to get that elusive guy on the ground.
Memphis will send the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll try to field the punt and bring it back. He'll get it out to about the 20-yard line, and that's where they'll mark him down. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Looking downfield on first down. Quickly complete. It's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
They'll run the screen. Not able to break the big one on that screen to the running back, but he found enough and a solid pickup on first down. Second and very short here for the offense. Looking for a gap. It's Tyson. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Well, they only needed 1 yard, so no mystery there. Turn around, hand it off, and he finds a way to get it.
Offense threatening at the 45-yard line on first and 10. He's got the back in the middle. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be second and inches coming up. And they'll come to the line just needing a few chain links for a first down. Chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Steps away. He'll get rid of it. A strike downfield. He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game has him on the doorstep. To have any chance in the world, this defense has to come up with a stop on first and goal. They're going to run it. Takes it into the end zone for a touchdown. This team just knows how to finish. They keep getting better and better and better, and they are close to going 9-0. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. And the returner will be brought down. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Lewis to throw. With the catch, it's Smith. Well, that toe tap catch had a little style, but not much substance on that.
No, the defense did a good job, too, using the sideline to their advantage. Using the sideline as a 12th man. There was nowhere for that receiver to go except get 1 foot down and get out.
Gets it out to the 27-yard line, and they'll move the chains for a first down. Memphis coming to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wide receiver going in motion. Off-play action on first down. On the move and looking deep. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Behind the chains now on second and long. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. They get him stopped at the 32. That's a gain of 4. Faced with a third and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. From the gun, wants to pass. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call.
Illegal forward pass.
The forward pass used to be illegal in football. That one still is. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41. Power football with the run. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Memphis wants to move quickly. Lewis wants to pass. Fires to the middle. Wide open downfield. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. From the red zone, looking for a man. Rushes on him. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. The Tigers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Second down, they'll go to the air. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by...
A shot toward the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback in this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Big tight end makes the grab. First down, still on his feet. Stop at the 3, but it'll be enough to give them a first and goal. Looking to throw again. He's going for the goal line. Into the house. Touchdown, Memphis.
And I think he does a really good job here. Dropping back to pass, surveying the field, sees he's got some open space out wide, dump it to your playmaker. The running back takes the football. He does the rest. Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the field, making a play.
Well, great job by the hands team receiving there. They're able to spot the kick, fall on it, make sure they keep possession, secure it. Nice job.
They want that clock to run. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Now on first down from the 30. Using the quick game. And he takes it all the way down to the 10-yard line. An explosive play for this offense. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. And if they can find the end zone here, that might be all she wrote. First and goal. Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking to throw on first down. He's going for the goal line. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They've pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on second and goal.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
The defense snuffed out any attempt to move forward on the last play, and now it's third and goal from the 2. And he hammers his way in for a touchdown. That lead a little more comfortable now as they close in on extending this winning streak.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out, just continuing to remain undefeated. Whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams, they have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be an opportunity, too, Reese, to go back when they watch this game and just find the plays and the schemes that were working. There weren't a lot, obviously, David, but maybe an opportunity for the coaching staff to condense the playbook.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of good to go back to. That'd be a quick film session because there was more negatives than positives. But when you look at this week you've got a week to figure it out, figure out what your offense is going to be moving forward.
Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one. their first of the half. Memphis getting set to snap it on 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Here's a heat. Got it in the middle, it's Smith. Oh, what a move to get room. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. Wants to throw on 1st down. And the throw out to the sideline, good for a few. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Off play action. Grab behind the line, it's Smith. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. Memphis picking up the tempo. On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. Into the end zone. On target to the left. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a 1st down. He'll spike the ball to try to save every precious second he can.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Got stopped on 1st down. They'll try it again from the 2. Lewis wants to pass. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger. Fitted in the window for the score.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
A strong, methodical, workmanlike effort from this team. No frills,